Good morning, everyone. Jamie here. Welcome back to my garden. It is early. I think it's like 6:30 right now. And I came out here for my morning walk through the garden with my coffee, and I am just blown away. What a beautiful spring morning. Oh, I love this time of year. I think my plan for today is to work in the orchard garden, and that is simply because my orange trees have started to bloom, and I just want to be around them all the time. They smell so good. It's absolutely amazing, the scent. So I think I'll work here. I do have these Orange Blvd Ste right here, and I had a whole line of them, and I actually lost one right there. So I think I'm going to replace that one now that I got a perennial delivery and I have one to replace. And then I have I had a whole bunch of Evolvulus blew my mind that didn't overwinter. So I have this open space right here, so I need to replace it with something. And I think I want to do something pink. I do have this pink Spectabilis, Calendrina Spectabilis here, but I think I need some more pink here because this bed is all purple and orange. Ooh, my lime tree is starting to bloom too. Look at all these buds. Oh my gosh. Oh, how wonderful. That's so fun to see. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to go get dressed, and then I will be back out in the garden in just a minute. All right, it's a little bit later. I'm dressed. The coffee has kicked in, and I'm ready to get out in the garden. Let me show you some of the beautiful plants I have to plant in the orchard garden this morning. It is the weekend, and my daughters have to do chores, and one of their chores is they need to pick up the oranges today. So if you guys see them on the ground and wonder why I'm not picking them up, it's because it's part of their chores that they're going to do today, which will be good for them. But I am letting them sleep in on the weekend. So anyway, so I've got this beautiful Orange Blvd Ste J. It is starting, the bloom stalk is starting to come. It is such a beautiful plant. I just have one of these to replace one that I lost over there. And I don't know if it was a gopher or if it was a watering issue. I kind of assume it's a gopher, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to replace it, and we're going to move on because I think I've got the gopher situation under control. Then I have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Pink Profusion Salvia. I have more of them planted over there, and I enjoyed it so much. I planted more over in the center island, and I want to add even more. It's just such a good plant that reblooms throughout the season, especially if you deadhead it. I did not deadhead that grouping last year, and it still bloomed really beautifully, like all season long. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend deadheading it, but if you don't get to it, it's not the end of the world, which is really, really great. One thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is the tag for Proven Winners Perennials. The cool thing is that if you flip it over, and if you look on the bottom, it has a pairs with section. Hold on, focus. There, pairs with section, and so you can see that this salvia pairs with baptisia, dianthus, baby's breath, lavender, shasta daisy, nepeta, stonecrop, and yarrow, which I just think is such a fabulous feature that they have on these tags, because say you're at the garden center and you see this beautiful plant and you say, okay, I'm going to get that. What else should I get with it? This will tell you exactly what else you can get with it. Or you can say, oh, I want to get these. Where should I put it in my garden? You can just kind of find a spot that has those plants, and then you know it's probably going to do great in that same spot. I have the cat's pajamas nepeta over there, and so I know that the salvia will do really well over here because the cat's pajamas nepeta is doing well over here. So this is kind of my orange and purple bed. I have the Verbena de la Mina that looks gorgeous with the dropped oranges. It looks beautiful. But once the Orange Blvd Ste J starts blooming, then there's going to be the pop of orange. And I also have the Chiclet Orange Tacoma behind here that's a beautiful pop of orange. This smells so good. This smells so beautiful. The sun's kind of beaming on it. Oh, it smells amazing. So anyway, I have that, and then I have denim and lace Russian sage behind the Orange Blvd Ste J as well. Coming over this way, I have one of my favorite plants. This is Helen von Stein lamb's ear. This is such a good plant, but if you can find it, grab it, because it's kind of hard to get your hands on, even though once you have it, it's super easy to divide, but it's hard to find at the garden centers, as is like heliotrope is another one that I really like that's hard to find at the garden center. And when you see it there, you gotta grab it. You have to grab it. So this is the area that I want to plant the salvia. This is where I had the evolvulus, blew my mind. It is just not coming back. I even have weeds coming now instead of the evolvulus. So it's time to plant something else there. I also have this caryopteris, beyond pinked. I actually have 3. 1, 2, and then there's a little baby one right there. So I'm hoping that that pops up and grows. So that'll be pretty to have, like pink, and then the Pink Profusion Salvia. And then right in front of it, I'm actually going to plant Supertunia Mini Vista Ultramarine, which is a purpley color, which I think will bring in those pinks and purples and everything like that. And then I have the Calandrina Spectabilis here that the blooms open up as the sun hits them. So they should, as the day goes on, they should start to open up, but they're this beautiful, beautiful, bright pink color. So I think that will be really gorgeous. Going from my purple and orange garden bed to kind of a whole pinky purple garden bed. I think that that'll be really pretty. And then I do have a Miss Molly butterfly bush right here. What is this? Is this just a crazy bloom stalk? Yeah. Wow. Why are you growing so tall? Anyway, my Miss Molly butterfly bush right here, and then I'll probably plant some more pink stuff kind of around it, pink or purple stuff around it as well. So yeah, I think that that'll be really pretty. So let me at least first get my Orange Blvd Ste J in. I'm going to kind of dig around and see if I can find any issues going on right there. Oh, and then if you guys are wondering, back here I have my chasmanthe. Is that what it? Yeah. It's not crocosmia, it's chasmanthe. And that's pretty much bloomed out. This was here when we moved in. It's kind of like a weed, I would say. It's a very common weed on the side of roads in California. And it's really pretty. The hummingbirds really love it. I'm just going to chop it back. I think that's what I did last year. And it's very intense. It's almost invasive, I would say, and it keeps trying to come out, and you can see it's kind of starting to choke out my chiclet orange right there. And so I'm just going to chop it back and hope that it stays right along the fence and it doesn't start pushing out anything else. I don't think digging it out is going to do anything, because right behind the other side of the fence, there's a lot more of it. So it's just going to keep coming back. So I just got to keep it under control. I'll show you guys the Pink Profusion Salvia over here. I cut it way back, and so it's just starting to flush out right now, and it's looking really, really good. I also have a bunch of weeds all over it. I was wondering if anybody can identify what this is. Doesn't this kind of look like a petunia? I mean, it might be. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of, I have these all over my garden, and I don't think it's a petunia, because the only petunias that I plant in my garden are Supertunias, which are bred to be pretty much sterile, and I have these weeds kind of all over my garden. So if anyone can identify that weed for me, I would really appreciate it. I tried to look it up on kind of the plant apps and stuff like that, and it wasn't giving me the right thing for sure. So anyway, that's the Pink Profusion Salvia. I have plain the blue salvia right here that is really starting to look gorgeous. And then of course my Super Beaner raspberry. This is just one of my absolute favorite plants. Here is a Vertigo pennisetum that didn't do very well last year, I think because I planted way too much stuff all around it. It didn't get enough sun. So I'm keeping plants completely away from it. Speaking of weeds, I have this here, which is not a weed. It just is a sunflower that reseeded itself. I had these sunflowers. What were they called? What are they called? Summerific? No. I'll put it on the screen. I cannot remember right now, but the reblooming sunflowers that Proven Winners had, I planted, I think 7 of them in this spot right here, and that was way too much last year. that was way overplanted. It was getting on the Rise Up Embrace rose. It was getting on the Vertigo pennisetum. It was choking out the Superbina. It was just way too much. So I would like to replant that because I thought it was a really pretty combination with all the colors. But I think I only need like 3. So I have, they didn't overwinter for me, unfortunately. They have overwintered before, but I did get one that reseeded itself there. I think this is one that reseeded itself, which would be great. And then maybe, no, that doesn't look like it. Yeah, it does. That looks like a sunflower. So I might move that right over here. It's so hard this time of year. It's like you want to weed, but you also want to leave the good plants that reseeded itself. So anyway, if you don't remember, you all should watch the garden tour I did of Fanula's garden. She is the owner of Cottage Gardens at Petaluma, a garden center close by here. And she has the most beautiful garden, and she believes strongly in letting her plants reseed themselves all throughout her garden. And so her garden kind of changes every year based on how these plants reseed itself. And she loves it. And it's so beautiful and it's so fun to look at. And it was, it really changed how I thought about plants that reseed themselves or weeds. I'm really paying more attention to it and deciding if I want to pull that weed or if I want to leave it there and enjoy the plant that decided to be in that spot. It's so hard this time of year before everything grows in to know if you're putting things in the right spot. For instance, I have a Amistad Salvia that's going to get pretty tall and pretty big back here, but it's so tiny right now. It's from Annie's and it's so tiny. And then I also have a white Salvia leucantha right there that's going to get pretty big too, but not until the end of the season. So it's just kind of like a puzzle, kind of fitting these plants in to see, you know, where I want them to go. I think I like the 5 Salvia right there. I think that looks really good. The Salvia don't get that big. Let's see. They have a 20-inch spacing, so they really don't get that big. And those over there didn't get that big either. They stay pretty compact. So I'm not too worried about these guys getting huge. I'm worried about the Salvia getting huge. And I'm worried about the Salvia leucantha getting huge. So I think that'll work. I think this will be a good place. And of course, if I have to move it, I'll move it. I'm done with the perennials. I've got those guys planted, and I used Sure Start starter fertilizer for those. Now that I'm on to the annuals, I am using this stuff, and this stuff will just give them an extra boost of food that these annuals need that bloom intensely all season long, keep blooming and blooming and blooming. So they need a little bit more food sustenance than the perennials do. So the annuals that I am planting are the Supertunia Mini Vista Ultramarine. I just got 4 of them, and I just lined the pathway. It's right at the end of where my lemon coral sedum border ends, and so I thought it would be really pretty to go right into somewhat of a border of Supertunia Mini Vista Ultramarine. So these guys get a nice compact mound, about a 2-foot mound, maybe a little bit less than that. And these are just going to kind of tuck in right underneath the Pink Profusion Salvia and right underneath the Calandrina. And I think it'll look really pretty. I like this combination. It's gorgeous. Monty, you look so pretty right there. You look so pretty. You good boy. You good boy, Bubba. Yes, you are. All right, so here's the finished product, the Pink Profusion Salvia with the ultramarine underplanted. I think it looks so good. I love this color combination. And then I was thinking Bordeaux would look really pretty with this color combination as well. But I think I'm out of room. I think I'm way out of room. Maybe I'll put some Bordeaux like over here by the Miss Molly. I think that would look really pretty. But anyway, I'm really happy with this. I am just waiting for some more wood chips to be delivered so I can mulch this whole area. And I've already put in a request for a chip drop, so I'm just waiting for that. Hopefully that will come soon. I know that I had an arborist tell me that they were going to be in my area lately or soon, so I think I should get a chip drop pretty soon, hopefully. But while I was walking through this area to get to my gorilla cart, yes, I shouldn't be walking through my garden, but it's just so easy. I should put stepping stones or something like that in there. I was looking at more of the weeds I have, and again, I think this might be a sunflower, the Suncredible sunflowers. I think they might be. It's so hard. I wish I had a second pair of eyes. I wish somebody was here to help me identify it that's good at identifying. I thought this was one. I mean, this is definitely one, right? So I didn't order any Suncredible sunflowers in my annuals delivery. I knew I wanted them, but I really thought that they were going to overwinter right here, because at my last house when I planted Suncredible sunflowers, I was pretty sure that they overwintered at my last house. But now that I see all these seedlings, I'm wondering if they just reseeded themselves. And I thought they overwintered. So anyway, point is I really want the Suncredible sunflowers right here. Not as many as I had last year. But I'm thinking I might just dig up a couple of these seedlings and transplant them to the spots that I want. I mean, it's worth a try, right? I think I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so here's one, actually two. And I'm just gonna try and get such a big root ball that it won't even notice that it's being transplanted. There we go. Okay, so this is actually where one of them was last year. I'm just gonna dig a hole. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna grab this one. There we go. Bring it over here. Ah! Oops. Trying to do this in video at the same time is definitely not easy. Okay, little guy. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and then this one 4 that needs some drip. I'm just gonna move this over here. And hopefully these guys will thrive and grow, and I can have the beautiful sunflowers in this spot again. So really I only want 3. I only want 1, 2, 3. I don't really want that one there because I don't want it encroaching on the Perennials Blvd Salvia. But just in case these 2 transplants don't take, I'll have this back up right there just to try again if I need to. So I really like the look of the sunflowers here, but if I was just to grow a regular sunflower, one, it would be too tall. I could do a branching sunflower, but they don't have the same look as the Suncredible sunflowers. The Suncredible sunflowers look like a landscape sunflower as opposed to like a seed sunflower, a cut flower sunflower, I guess is what I'm thinking. So I really do want that look there. And there's other varieties as well at the garden centers. Are you just loving life? Are you enjoying yourself in your little bed? At least you're not sleeping on my scavola. That's nice. People ask, how do I keep my dog from stepping on my plants? The answer is I don't. We just work around him. He's too cute to not work around. All right, so I think that's it. I got a lot of beautiful plants planted in the orchard garden. It's, I think, a little bit past 10 a.m. and I haven't heard from the girls yet this morning, which tells me that they are still sleeping or still in bed. So you know what that means. Mom has to go wake them up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.